Everybody, all right, we're back on the record from the recess, and we're going to have the defendant, Alyssa Plummer. We'll have her direct testimony by the plaintiff's side. Okay. We'll have her sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right, you may be seated. Alyssa, you have one S or two S's?
One S.
Will you fix that in the computer, please? Sorry, we misspelled your name. Alysa, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Barnes, you may begin your direct examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you state your address for the record?
2060 Rancho Lake Drive, apartment 106, 89108.
Now, when Sean was alive, you alleged that Sean was burning Preston with cigarettes, correct?
I never said that, no.
Did you ever allege that Sean was burning Preston?
There was a big burn mark on his arm once when he was about 6 months old, but it looked like from a car cigarette, from like a thing where you light your cigarettes on from the car.
And isn't it true that you called Child Protective Services and alleged that Sean was burning him?
Yes.
Okay, and isn't it true that you also notified Las Vegas Metro Police Department and you alleged that Sean was burning Preston?
Yes.
Okay, and isn't it true that in this litigation you have alleged that Marianne is burning Preston?
I'm assuming now that's who was burning him then.
And isn't it true that you have also, for those same marks that we are talking about, you have alleged in this litigation that Preston is injuring himself with a puma stone? Isn't it true? I'm asking you, isn't
yes,
that true?
he did, yes.
Okay, so thus far we have that you allege that Sean has burned Preston, that Marianne has burned Preston, and that the marks on his back are self-inflicted by Preston via a puma stone, correct?
The one time.
Okay.
He's done it with other things.
The question called for a yes or no answer. Your counsel will have the
Yes.
opportunity to speak with you, and I'm sure she'll have you elaborate. Isn't it also true that you have alleged that the marks on Preston's back were caused by dermatitis and hypopigmentation?
That's what the dermatologist said.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor.
I apologize, Your Honor. I'm looking for a document. Your Honor, may I approach the witness? I have the reply filed by Ms. Plummer on December 12, 2018, and I'd like to discuss her reply with her.
You may approach.
Thank you, Your Honor. Melissa, I'm handing you a document, and do you see on the top right-hand side that it is dated December 12, 2018?
Yes.
And do you see on the top left-hand corner, it says Rhonda Forsberg Chartered?
Yes.
And that was your attorney at that particular time, correct?
Yes.
And do you see that this document is your reply?
Yes.
Okay, and if you could turn to page 3. Do you see where page 3, line 22, are you there?
Line.
Do you see on the left-hand side there's numbers 1
Oh,
through
I
28?
see, yes.
Okay, let's go to line 22. I'm going to read it, follow along,
I
make
see.
sure I read it correctly. 3, at the recommendation of CPS, Alyssa took Preston to a dermatologist. At the recommendation of the caseworker for DFS, Alyssa took Preston to a dermatologist to get to the bottom of his skin condition. The skin specialist diagnosed as having hypopigmentation and dermatitis. See laser and skin center report for Preston attached here too as Exhibit B. Next page. Though this explains the marks on Preston, it does not address the fact that Preston is feeling like he must lie to try to appease his grandmother or mother. The current schedule is damaging this child and must stop. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
So as of December 2018, your position was that the marks on Preston's back that my clients allege are cigarette burns from you, your allegation is it's caused from a skin condition, correct?
After I took him, yes.
And since that time, since this December 2018 filing with the court, you are now alleging that Marianne is burning him again, correct? Your present position is that Marianne is harming him.
No, my present position is that Marianne and Stacy are both telling him to say that I am hurting him. My
Okay,
son
Hang
told
on,
me.
hang on, you're not answering my question.
Okay.
So, is your present position that Marianne and Alyssa are causing physical injuries on Preston's person?
You mean Marianne
I'm
and
sorry, Marianne and
Stacy?
Stacy.
I honestly don't know.
Have you reported since December 2018 to either CPS, Las Vegas Metro Police Department, Preston's therapist, or anybody at Preston's school that any injury on Preston's body has been caused by either Stacy or Marianne?
Yes.
Okay, and
No,
when,
I'm sorry. I didn't report that. I reported that he came back with marks.
okay, and when did you report that?
I don't know the dates. I would need my phone to look at Talking Parents.
Do you know the month that you alleged that he came back with burns that he did not?
I never said burns. You guys are saying burns.
Did you ever allege, strike that. There was an occasion wherein Stacy and or Marianne notified you on Talking Parents that Preston had a scraping from a carpet, correct?
No, they didn't tell me what what happened. In fact, I asked them several times what happened, and they refused to tell me. And so I called CPS. Yesenia called CPS, and Crystal called CPS.
And so, just to make the record clear for the court, when you say Yesenia and Crystal, those are the mental health individuals that are treating Preston at Hope Counseling, correct?
Crystal Whipple is Hope Counseling. Yesenia Paleo comes to my home. But
Okay.
they both work for Hope Counseling.
Okay, and Crystal is a licensed social worker, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Yesenia, what is her accreditation?
I assume it's the same. I'm not sure. CPS gave me their information. That's how I got them.
Okay,
I'm not sure what their credentials are.
okay. Isn't it true that on December 14th, 2016, CPS denoted that Preston had a cigarette burn while in your care?
I don't know.
Okay. Your Honor, what I have done.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, and I'm gonna do exactly that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the court's permission. Your Honor, what I have is I have the CPS records, and I have, for convenience sake, I have bait stamped them.
Oh, perfect.
So
Yeah.
if I can approach the witness with this, do you have the CPS records? No, because you're not allowed to. We can share. Okay.
Can I see?
You can stand over her and look, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Actually, you lawyers can go
I'm gonna
both,
carry it
both
for
go
you.
up there and see what you're showing her.
I cannot believe she's here 8 months pregnant, so I'm
Okay.
carrying it for her.
CPS
Don't you love it when you think
records.
you're incapable of doing anything when you're pregnant?
I had a rough pregnancy, Alyssa, probably.
Trust me, I did too.
I had a different view of pregnancy.
Trust me, I had a very difficult pregnancy.
Okay. So if you could turn to bait stamp
I
number,
wonder if your bait stamp ended up at
I don't know.
280. We had 280 pages printed out.
Okay.
well, so,
And then we have more.
And then more?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, ours isn't bait stamped, but I'm glad you bait stamped them.
Your Honor, and what I could do for the court is I could Well, we could leave the witness stand copy for the court so the court can see exactly what we were always referring to on the bait stand.
Yeah.
Do you have a copy?
Yeah, well, actually, we can make that our court's exhibit 1 because it's bait stamp. It would
Perfect.
help.
Perfect.
I'm glad you have an extra copy. Okay, so that one, we'll use that one because it's bait stamp. I appreciate that.
If you,
Okay, you guys can follow along there. Go ahead.
you can turn to bait stamp number 971.
Yes, you can. Co-counsel can do that too. That one, your mark. You post that one. We'll take that.
Okay, I'm gonna put you into the 3rd paragraph, and if you can go down 4 lines, and you can see about 6 words in, the sentence starts with, Alyssa said she was concerned. Are you there, Alyssa?
Yes.
Let me read it to you, and you follow along and make sure I read it accurately. Alyssa said she was concerned about her son's safety. She showed the SP injuries she reported Preston sustained during his last visit to the father. When specialist asked Preston what happened, he reported Mom did it, but Alyssa said he was coached by his dad to lie on her. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
When was this?
Isn't it true in the next paragraph that you stated to CPS that both you and Wendy said that you were on prescription drugs and it makes you feel weird?
No.
Oh, this was Wendy, and Wendy's your sister, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Isn't it true that CPS had concerns about you asking your son leading questions in January of 2017?
This is 2016.
I'm asking you a different question.
Nobody's ever said that to me, so I would not know that.
Okay, so let me turn you to bait stamp number 980. And if you could go, do you see where it says author Tibbs Teresa, and then it says title Senior Family Services Specialist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm going to take you down to the 2nd paragraph. I'm going to read it and you follow along. This worker spoke with the mother, Alyssa Plummer. Alyssa questioning of her child does have so level of concerns. I think she meant to say some, not so. In addition, the information that Alyssa provides needs to be verified, as there may be some leading questions when Alyssa spoke to her son. Alyssa reports her son did tell her that Daddy touched him. However, as her son is 3 years old of age, there was no context and details provided from Alyssa as to what her son meant by touch. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to direct you to bait stamp number 983. and I'm gonna direct you 6 lines down. Do you see where the sentence starts with during the session?
What's the first word of that sentence so we can,
During the session,
6 lines down?
You said 983?
On page 983?
983, yes.
Oh, over here?
Do you want me to
Oh.
help?
No, I was asking the first word of the sentence, but I meant the pagination. Go with that.
Good. Okay, I'm going to read it. Follow along, make sure I read it accurately. During the session, Jordan described Alyssa initially being in the room and leading Preston into telling him stuff. Jordan said he told Alyssa that way she was trying to get Preston to talk to him sounded as if she was coaching him. Jordan then instructed Alyssa to allow Preston to speak alone with him. When Jordan asked Preston what he liked to do for fun, Preston replied, "It hurts when his dad is in the bathroom with him, but it does not hurt when his dad is not in the bathroom with him." Did I read that correctly?
I didn't even know that. I never even heard that before.
I'm going to direct you for the moment off of the CPS records and into your trial exhibit notebook.
Okay. Should I put this away then?
Your Honor,
Yeah.
the defendant's notebook, we don't have it up here.
Here, for somehow, I think you guys gave one to maybe Mabel Mary Ann was around council, so we'll let you use that copy.
Oh,
That's, you got that copy?
Oh, we have it. Okay, that's the witness copy. That's fine.
So we're going to turn, do yours, you look at the tabs, are your exhibits, are they numbers or letters that you're looking at?
Letters?
Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F. I'm gonna direct you to exhibit F. And it's your bait stamp number 66.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yep.
And this is a medical record from Southern Hills Hospital and Medical Center, correct?
Yep.
And the date, the admission date is September 21st, 2018, correct?
Yep.
And the patient is your son, Preston Colt, correct?
Yes.
And you see going 3 lines up from the bottom, it said, "Your child has been seen for a burn,"
Yes.
correct? Do you know who took Preston on September 21st, 2018 to Southern Hills Hospital and Medical Center?
I believe it was his grandma, Mary Ann Colt,
Okay,
or Stacy Cantor.
okay.
Is it, this one's not in yet. Did you guys?
We
get to it?
stipulated to this entire notebook.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
It's in. All right.
Can you turn in this same exhibit to bait stamp number 77? And can you go to the 3rd paragraph up from the bottom where it starts with free text MDM notes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna read those notes and make sure I read them correctly. To Ed with alleged assault. Grand other staying points, mother is burning his back with cigarettes on numerous occasions. When patient asks what happens, he states, "My mommy burned me on my back with a cigarette because she doesn't love me. 1 cm annular lesions to low back, 2 lesions appear more recent, scabbed and healing, while additional scattered lesions appear completely healed and are now hypopigmented areas. Child is playful, age appropriate, and appears in no distress. Is affectionate toward grandmother, and I have no clinical suspicion to suspect abuse with grandmother. Metro, CPS, and CSI all on case. See specifics above. Patient is stable for safe DC with grandmother at this time. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I turn you to Exhibit E? And if you could go to date stamp number 23. Are you there, Alyssa?
Yes.
Okay, and do you see that this is a medical record from Mountain View Hospital, that you are the patient, and the date is August 10th, 2018?
Yes.
And do you see that it's a toxicology report?
Yes.
And do you see that you tested positive for cannabinoid THC?
Yes.
And that you tested positive for opiates?
Yes.
And you see, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs down, it says the cutoff concentration levels for the nanograms, and then it notes that the concentration cutoff level is opiates 300.
Yes.
Okay.
For cocaine.
And if you can turn to base stamp number 38.
Okay.
Do you see where it says diagnosis, assessment, and plan?
Yes.
And do you see where it says Ms. Plummer has a history of chronic opioid and THC use for back pain?
Yes.
Okay. Can you turn to base stamp number 49?
Sure.
And do you see under general appearance that it is noted that you are alert, awake, orientated, appears uncomfortable, clenching her right side, however pain is distractible?
Yes.
And you see where, go down to pretty much the bottom of the page, do you see under psychiatry, this description of you is tearful, labile, histrionic, patient asked physician on a date, request pain medications by names, demeanor changes depending on provider in room, calmer with male, more emotional with female. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. And can you turn to bait stamp number 53? And you see that the doctors who signed for this report are Jerome Pullenkamp and Matthew Johnson?
Yes.
If you can turn to Exhibit D. And do you see on bait stamp number 5 that the admission date is June 7, 2019?
Yes.
Turn to the next page, and do you see,
Did you say May? I think it's June.
oh, June 7, 2019? Did I
Okay.
say May?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's all right.
If you're not gonna use CPS, could she sit down so she,
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
They can follow along? Sure.
cause it, I mean, it's probably hard for her to.
Oh, yeah, you can come and go. I didn't mean for you to stand there the whole time. It was just that one thing that you wanted to look at.
Right.
Okay, June 7th, where are we, UMC?
We're at UMC, and we are on bait stamp number 6. And it is, you see on the top there, right-hand side, that this is the UMC records for your son, Preston Colt.
Yes.
Okay, and you see under nursing, I'm gonna read it, make sure I read it correctly. Nursing, alleged child abuse. Patient has burn marks on his back and bruising on his shoulder. Patient's aunt brought him in for medical check. Metro was called for report against his biological father. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
So Sean is deceased at this time, correct?
Yes.
So that's a misstatement when it says biological father, correct?
Or he told them that it was his father since he's being coached to say that
Okay.
that I'm doing it.
Alyssa, once again, when I ask you questions.
I wasn't there, so I can't answer that question.
Okay, but you can listen to the question I ask and answer my question. My question to you was, on June 7th, 2019, Sean was deceased,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Thank you. And on June 7th, 2019, you are the only surviving biological parent of Preston, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You do not have in your trial exhibit notebook, singular, and you have not produced a picture in a 16.2 production of Preston Colt for May 10th, 2019, correct?
They're all in my journal
Okay, listen to my question.
on Talking Parents.
Okay, you gotta listen to my question. Move to strike as non-responsive.
Granted.
In your trial exhibit notebook and in your NRCP 16.2 production, you did not produce a picture of Preston that was taken on May 10th, 2019, correct?
I would not know that.
Okay, would you know that about April 19th, 2019?
I would not know that.
Would you know
There's
that
a lot
about,
of paperwork here.
would you know that about March 2nd, 2019? Okay. Isn't it true that on February 6, 2014, you telephoned CPS and made a complaint against Sean?
In 2014?
Yes, February 6, 2014.
I could have. It's been a very long time.
If you could go back to the CPS records, bait stamp number 778.
Okay?
Okay, and do you see the referral information? It says that the receipt date is February 6, 2014.
Yes?
And do you see in the referral note, if we go to note number 2, I'm going to read it, make sure I read it accurately, okay?
Okay.
What are the circumstances surrounding the child maltreatment? Natural mother brought Preston into Mountain View Hospital this evening, stating she has concerns that the natural father is abusing the child while he is in natural father's care. Stort states SM currently has superficial scratches on his chin and one on his face. Stort's source states that the scratches did not break skin and do not require stitches. Stort's source states natural mother, the nurse that natural father stated SM pulled himself onto a table and rolled off, and that is how he scratched himself. Source states that the doctor and nurse feel this is custody motivated. Did I read that correctly?
Yes?
Your Honor, before we go forward, can I approach the witness because we don't have the book?
Yes, you can.
Your Honor, the issue is, we should have a copy of that. I mean, she's reading through stuff that there's a copy for being shared with the witness and you.
Right.
She's got a copy, we don't have a copy. That's not even possible.
Do you happen to have a spare copy of the bait
court-
stamped?
The court issued a copy to both sides, so they do have a copy of the CPS records because it was issued to Alyssa's counsel.
I know, but you were the one that was bait stamped that copy, and which we appreciate that. We're going to use that as our original exhibit. You don't happen to have a spare copy for opposing
I
counsel?
don't, and the only reason I don't is we called and we asked about that, and we were told we weren't supposed to disperse them, so that's why we only made a witness copy.
So Tony, you only need total one? We only have two, yours and that one.
Right.
Okay.
Unless you want me to call my office and have them quickly run another copy and
You think
swing
they
it over.
can?
I could do that.
Because we're gonna be referring to it a lot in these proceedings.
Yes, with this witness I am.
Okay, so just for today, and how she'll have her office give you a bait stamp copy.
Or the other thing we could
Yeah.
do, I would have no problem with Alyssa sitting there at council table with Linda next to her,
Sure.
as she refers to it. That way they're both right there, and she's not
I was
standing.
gonna suggest that, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have Alyssa sit in the middle there, and we do have a microphone there. And yeah, take the notebook with you. That way both her counsel can follow along. Okay, good idea. And then you'll get them maybe after lunch hour. Your office can bring.
Can you text Maria and tell her to print another copy and come on down?
Oh, great! So you have it on digital.
Yeah, we have it scanned in our system so that, because our bait stamp is through a computerized system.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty high tech. So they'll just print out a bait stamp version.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got that this year and I'm so thrilled with it.
All right. You were on 778, and he was climbing a table or something.
Yes, the mother
Okay.
took him to Mountain View.
And so,
We
what were
read
you
that.
saying about that one? The reference.
The reference is, Alyssa, you stated that you had concerns that the natural father is abusing Preston, correct?
I did.
Okay. And the CPS notes that the doctor and nurse feel that it is custody motivated, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You can turn to 1000.
I'm sorry. Can I get the date of that entry?
That is February 6, 2014.
All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh. If you can turn to bait stamp number 1030. And I want you to flip one page prior to 1028. And do you see that, I'm sorry, 1029. Do you see that on the top it says Nevada initial assessment?
Yes.
And do you see that it says initial face-to-face contact is on November 7, 2016?
Yes.
Okay. Turn to the next page. And do you see the box that says answer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put you to the second paragraph, okay? I'm going to read the paragraph, make sure I read it correctly. I'm going to, actually, I don't want to read it all, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go 5 lines down, starting where it says Alyssa said.
Okay.
Okay? Alyssa said she was concerned about her son's safety. She showed the SP injuries she reported Preston sustained during his last visit to the father. When specialists asked Preston what happened, he reported Mom did it, but Alyssa said he was coached by his dad to lie on her. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
So your position was that Sean was coaching Preston to lie about you regarding physical abuse, correct?
Yes.
And your
I would
position,
objection.
What's the objection?
misstate the statement because there's sentences before the sentence counsel read that led to why Alyssa said that.
I'll, go
The
ahead.
entirety of the document is admitted into evidence, Your Honor. We would be here for a month if I was going to read from top to bottom
Okay.
these CPS records.
I'm gonna sustain the objection. You wanna read that sentence in to make the record as a whole?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hopefully not the whole record, but you
It's
said
just a
there was a
couple
surrounding statement you want read into the
Right, Your
record.
Honor.
Go ahead.
So base stamp 1030, second paragraph, starts off with, this specialist made contact at Alyssa's home. And according to Alyssa, Sean's roommate, who had a falling out with him because he had been in contact with her, telling her there was a time he saw Sean using drugs while Preston was in the house. She showed this SP the conversation she had with the roommate, and despite asking the roommate, saying he had a picture of the drugs displayed, there was no picture or anything to prove the incident occurred.
Okay. Next, question?
Okay, and then the next line is, Alyssa said she was concerned about her son's safety. She showed the SP injury she reported Preston sustained during his last visit to the father. When specialist asked Preston what happened, he reported Mom did it, but Alyssa said he was coached by his dad to lie on her, correct, Alyssa?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay, so at that point in time, you were saying that Sean was coaching Preston to claim that you injured him, correct?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I can. At that point in time, you were alleging that Sean was coaching Preston to lie about you, correct?
Sean and Mary Ann,
You have to speak louder.
yeah. Yes.
At that time, it doesn't say anything about Mary Ann. You simply say Sean here, correct?
They were both in the car though.
Okay, Alyssa, once
Yes,
again, you've got
yes.
to listen to my question. So your answer is yes?
Yes.
Okay. And your present position is that Mary Ann is coaching Preston to lie about his injuries and blame you, correct?
Yes.
And your present position is Stacy is also coaching Preston to lie about his injuries and claim that you did it, correct?
Yes.
Is your position also that Damara is coaching Preston to lie about his injuries and claim you did it?
No, Preston has not told me that.
Okay. You can turn to bait stamp number 1051. And I'm at the top box, and do you see there's two sentences, then there's a paragraph, then there's another paragraph that starts with, it says Alyssa.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna read that. Alyssa said Preston came to her with burn marks on the inside of his arms. She asked Sean how he got them, and Alyssa said Sean said it was from the slide. Alyssa believes the burn marks are from a cigarette lighter. When she asked Preston where he got the burns from, Alyssa said Preston told her he got them from her. She then asked him who told him to say that, and Preston said Daddy did it. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
So we are back in we are back in 2013, correct? Where you are noting that there appears to be cigarette burn marks on Preston, correct?
It says 11/2/16.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is in November of 2016, where you are denoting that there are what appears to be cigarette burns on Preston.
Yes.
And in November of 2016, Preston said that you did it, correct?
I'm sorry, say that again?
In 2016, Preston told you that he got them from you.
Yes, he said that to me.
Thank you. Did you also report to CPS that Preston was slamming his penis with the toilet seat in
Yes,
the
he
bathroom?
was.
Isn't it true that Preston School has questioned whether or not you are being truthful when you are reporting, strike that. Isn't it true that the school is questioning your truthfulness when you claim that Preston is hurting himself?
Mrs. Talaga said she has to
Isn't
do
it
that.
true?
Yes, they
Okay.
have to do that, yes.
Okay. Let me turn you to Exhibit 96. Let me know when you're there, okay, Alyssa?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see that this is, you're there, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Do you see that this is the December 3rd, 2018 email from Shannon Talaga, the school counselor?
Mm-hmm.
And my office obtained these records via a subpoena, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and Ms. Talaga writes, "Hi guys, Miss McNabney and I met with the parents of Preston Colt on Friday. Mom feels as if Preston has been engaging in self-injurious behaviors. How true this is, I'm not sure. But we did inform Mom that we would keep a close watch on him and make sure that he does not bring any objects with him outside of the classroom, such as a pencil, etc. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you." Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Isn't it true that Preston had so many tardies and absences in this last school year that the school called CPS and reported it?
I did not know that, no.
But isn't it true that that did occur?
How would I know if I did not see
Okay,
the
if you-
papers? I did not
let's-
know that.
Let's turn to exhibit number 92. And do you see that this is the TLES RTI meeting form for the 2018-2019 school year?
Yes.
And do you see that it's dated January 18th, 2019?
Yes.
And this again is another document that my office subpoenaed, correct?
Yes.
And you see attendance concerns, it says CPS call was made regarding his attendance. S had 2 absences last week and 1 tardy this week. Cutler has spoken to Mom and Talaga will monitor. Will put on an attendance plan. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Thank you. Isn't it true that Preston has been aggressive in school? He has been pushing and hitting kids?
Yes.
Let me turn you to Exhibit 110, bait stamp number 208. And I'm going to direct you to the Friday, August 17th, 2018, 11 o'clock a.m. note from Kate McNabney. Do you see it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 paragraphs up from the bottom.
Yes.
I'm going to read it. He has a lot of trouble with touching others. It's never in a mean way, but he plays very rough. I'm going to go ahead and see if our counselor can work with him on that behavior so that he doesn't have to miss out on recess and school time. Did I read that accurately?
Yes.
Okay. And look at the bottom paragraph. It says, he has been pushing and hitting quite a bit. He likes to jab people with his crayons, just being silly. Our school actually has a hands-off policy, though, so I teach my kids that we don't touch others at all, ever. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Isn't it true that your representation in this litigation is that the time frame that the court gave Preston a break and Mary Ann did not see Preston, that Preston improved, and then once Mary Ann continued with her time, that Preston regressed?
Judge, Your Honor, compound question.
Kind of, the
What,
two
okay.
go together, but you want,
I'll break it down.
okay.
Isn't it true that your position is Preston did better when Mary Ann was not seeing him?
Well, not just me, but yes.
Okay? And let's establish a time frame here. Mary Ann did not see Preston from what date to what date?
The last day that she saw Preston was December the 26th of 2018 until, was it January, or February 11th, I believe.
So, now, the December 26th, that was just a one Christmas supervised visit, correct?
Yes, and before that was December the 18th, I think.
If, are you sure it was the 18th or was it the 8th?
It could have been the 8th, it was in December though.
Okay, so basically, pretty much for the month of December, outside of the 26th, the paternal family had no access to Preston except for that Christmas visit, and then in that time frame also, Stacy saw Preston at FMC that one occasion, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I can get the date, wait, 1 moment. December, okay. And the FNC interview with Stacy was on January 29th, 2019, correct? Okay, so we've got a timeline. So let me direct you to exhibit number 83. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, do you see this graph that was created by the school?
Yes.
Okay, and do you see that it's a progress monitoring improvement report for Preston Colt?
It's not in, I mean, it is,
Do you see that?
yes, it is.
Okay, and do you see that it's dated from September 24th, 2018 to May 17th, 2019?
Yes.
Okay, and do you see that Preston is doing his worst the week between November 26th and December 3rd?
Yeah.
And do you see, if we look from December 8th to February 11th, that he is at some of the most bottom areas that he's been at?
This is only for letter naming fluency. Not his
And
behavior. This is not his behavior.
does this not say that it's monitoring his improvement?
For his letter naming fluency.
Okay, and do you see that once the paternal family is back involved in his life, starting February 11th, that he all of a sudden shoots up and is doing substantially better?
Yes.
Okay.
I worked very hard with him.
And do you know how much Mary Ann and Stacy are working with his academics?
I do not, because they don't talk to me.
But you do notice that he was doing, for the first half of the year, very poorly, correct?
I'm sure he's going through a lot in his little mind.
Okay, once again, you do have to answer my question. Do you see the first half of the year he's doing very poorly?
Yes.
And he's primarily in your custodial care, correct?
Actually, between 11:26
Alyssa,
and 12:03,
Alyssa, you need to answer my
he
question.
was with them at that time, though.
Your Honor, move to strike as non-responsive.
Granted. Wait for the
I was in the
Alyssa,
hospital
wait
at
for
that
the
time.
question.
Then the answer is no, because I did not have him at that time.
Wait for the question.
Okay.
Okay.
Isn't it true that it has been noted in Preston's school notes that he has been pushing and hitting kids?
Right after he comes back, yes, he does.
Okay, move to strike as non-responsive. Isn't it true
Granted.
that Preston has been pushing and hitting kids at school?
Yes.
Isn't it true that Preston was recommended into a behavioral mentor program counseling at school?
I didn't know it was called that, but I know he was being mentored, yes.
Okay, and the mentoring is for his behavior, correct?
I didn't know that either, but it could be, yes.
And isn't it true it was recommended by the school?
Yes.
And do you know what it is that they are teaching during that time frame with Preston?
That's hard to say because she didn't show up for about 2 months.
Okay.
Who's she?
The mentor, she didn't show up. She just kept on giving excuses why she couldn't come.
How many times did Preston go to the mentoring?
I don't know that. I
Did-
don't know. They don't tell me. They don't call me and say, hey, the mentor's here.
Okay. So how do you know she wasn't showing up?
Because it's in the records.
Okay. Isn't it true that you reported to Preston School that Mary Ann has supervised visits in January of 2019?
No, I did not say that.
Let's go to Exhibit 91.
Oh, yes, I did. I'm sorry. I did say that to them. I know what this, I'm sorry. I
Okay.
misunderstood.
So that's fine. So in January of 2019, when you told the school that Mary Ann has supervised visits, that was not true, correct?
No, she wasn't supposed to see him at all. So,
Right.
Yeah, you're right. It's not true. I think they misunderstood.
That you've answered the question. Thank you, Alyssa.
Okay.
Isn't it true that you told Caitlin McNabney at the school that you will not comply with the court order?
At first, yes.
Okay, let's go to that, exhibit number 101. And do you see on October 10th, 2018, there is a correspondence from Caitlin McNabney from Twin Lakes Elementary School to Mrs. Malloy, and she notes, "I just spoke with Preston's mom. She informed me that she does not have the court documents and that she does not intend to comply with the court order. She is aware that there is a court order. I will email Ms. Colt back letting her know that someone from the office will be in contact with her shortly. Let me know if there's anything else I should be doing. Thank you, Kate." Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Okay. Isn't it true that on September 17th, 2018, school personnel asked you when was the last time that Preston saw Mary Ann, and you stated it was last weekend?
Yes.
And isn't it true that you had Preston that last weekend, not Mary Ann?
That's not true.
Isn't it true that you stated that Mary Ann had Preston because he was misbehaving in school and you wanted to blame the paternal family when they had not seen him for many days?
That's not true. Where is that?
I'm going to quickly direct you into another book. If you can go back to the CPS records, and if you could go to bait stamp number 1051. I'm sorry, Alyssa, we thought we had what we were looking for there. We're going to have to look a little bit further on that. Isn't it true that on September 17th, 2018, Mary Ann had not seen Preston for 8 days?
I don't know. I can't.
And isn't it true the school was contacting you because Preston was misbehaving?
Yes, they have contacted me. I don't know about the dates. I'm sorry.
You can go to Exhibit 110, bait stamp number 214. Do you see on the second line entry, it says Tuesday, September 18th, 2018, and it's from Kate McNabney. What is Kate McNabney's position at the school?
That is his teacher.
Okay. And do you see where she writes to you, when was the last time Preston saw his other grandma? And do you see that you respond back and you say last weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it had been 8 days since he had seen grandma, correct?
I don't know. I'm assuming if I wrote it, if I told her that, then she saw him the last weekend.
And you see then Kate McNabney writes, like this last one, he's just been acting out a lot. He has started to be a bit mean to his friends. I sat down with him just now to ask him what was going on, and he told me he wants chocolate. That his grandma Marianne gives him chocolate if he doesn't use his listening ears and isn't nice to his friends. Did I read that correctly?
You did read that correctly.
Now, isn't listening ears a term that the teacher uses when speaking to the children in her classroom?
Yes.
And isn't it true that since you are the only surviving parent with legal custody rights, Kate McNabney can only be speaking with you about Preston's behaviors?
She spoke to my mom too.
And isn't it true that Marianne would not know to use the term listening ears?
How would I know that? Has how many kids? She could have learned that from their teachers.
You can turn to bait stamp number 287.
Bait stamp 287 or exhibit?
I'm sorry, exhibit.
Okay.
This is the first one. Okay, do you see on bait stamp number 287? It starts the calendar with January 2017.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to September of 2018. Which is in bait stamp number 290, and it is exhibit number 290, bait stamp number 1104. Are you there?
Yes.
Do you see where my clients have recorded from 2017 forward when Preston was with you and when Preston was with them, correct?
Objection.
Yeah, I don't see 1104 and 290.
I'm at exhibit number
289,
290,
you're exhibiting exhibit 290.
and I have this.
No, I think it's exhibit.
September 2018?
Yes.
That would be exhibit 289 in my book,
Right.
and Bates 1104.
Okay, I don't know why it's labeled as 290. I'm in the year 2018. Are you guys looking at the year
September.
2000?
Yes.
Yeah, we have it under exhibit 289, Bates 1104. Sorry, your book's messed up.
Okay, can I approach council's book? I want to see if our books are
Mhm.
different.
But we do have we did find the Bates number.
Or 1114.
Do you have 289, Bates 1104?
I had.
No, back up an exhibit. It's September 2018, Bates 1104. You don't have a Bates 1104?
I have 1114.
No. You gotta go to 289 here. Is your book messed up? Look for, sort of sequential, look for 1104. Look for 1104.
It goes from 1095 to 1114.
Ooh. Okay, our main book here jumps from 1095 to 1114. we don't have 1104. Maybe I'll switch out and match it with my book. It seems like me and Defense Counsel have it in my chart, and you have different.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay, she found
It's
it.
under 290.
And it's under my 289, so maybe the tab went. Where's the 290 tab in front of 1104?
1104.
No, the first page behind 290 is what?
1096.
So 290 starts at 1096. But
Your
what's your 289?
Our 290, it starts at 1108.
And my 290 starts at 1096, so it sounds like
Yeah.
we have the same and you have
It
the
just,
same.
I think they stuck the tab sheet.
My 289 starts at 1114.
289 starts at 1114. Oh boy.
That's why you're.
What time is it? I'll tell you what, let's get these notebooks straightened out for everybody, and we'll probably recess for lunch. You guys take a long lunch hour. Come
Okay.
back in around 2:30ish.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna be talking to that 1:30 trial. They're gonna have a lot of stipulations. They settled, and then they might have one or two issues to talk to me about. So you can take a long lunch.
Your Honor, if.
We'll use this last 10 minutes to fix the notebooks.
Okay. I
So
just
let's
wanna make
find
sure
the tab that where everybody matches and then fix that section. I'll let Erica, let me save my notes. I'll let Erica compare notes with you guys. Okay?
Thank you, Your